Gemini, hey, a warm welcome to you all. This is your August 2021 reading with me. I have changed the format a little bit so that you can take in a relaxing vista. Greetings Gemini, a very warm welcome to you all. Hey, this is your August reading, so welcome and thank you for joining me. You'll see that we've changed things a little bit for the beginning introduction to the reading when I give you your psychic messages that have arrived via your spirit guides and celestial helpers. You are looking out at the vista I have in my backyard through my office window, looking out at nature, just whatever happens and is going on. And at the moment I can see Nacho trying to find a bird in the tree and Lulu the little doggy just playing with him and stopping him chasing the birds. So plenty to sit back and enjoy in terms of the vista that comes before you, and just let nature envelop your senses. It's a windy day here in Auckland, midwinter, with some flurry storms travelling across the airspace. So we'll just zoom in a little bit closer for you so you can perhaps see the bird activity if the cat and the dog move away, and then I will tell you your messages and then we will move into your reading. So guys, for your first messages that arrived, I got the numbers 7 coming up, and a couple of them, they turned up. So the 7 could be very relevant for you one way or another, or replicating numbers or numbering systems or patterns may be prevalent in the month of August. And I'm doing this reading today on the 27th of July, so it's active from whenever I undertake the reading. And I also feel it's actually active even after the reading as well. I think my readings are a little bit more open in time span than a set directive, but that's up to you guys to feel into. So going back to the number 7, it's a very esoteric and introspective number. It's about the mind. I've written down here the thinking soul, and that makes sense because Geminis, you are the air sign, and the air signs are all about the thinking mind and what goes on in your mind. I've written you may be challenged in this month of August, so stand tall and be proud. You have something specific to offer. Don't be fooled by illusions, and I've underlined that word illusions, and I said in many different ways. So I don't know what these illusions could be. It could be something that you are either hearing or think you hear, or something you are seeing, or something you're being told. So you may need to be open to choices or offers coming your way, and some of them could be illusory. There may also just be something about what you are thinking or how you are strategizing or thinking might be illusory as well, or illusionary. I'm not even sure what word is right there. So there was a saying that my dad used to say to me, and I firmly believe it was a saying that held very strong truths, but we've often overlooked it. It is this: believe only half of what you see and even less of what you hear. So even something you see may be incorrect or a part of an illusion. So dig deep, look both ways, and listen to all aspects and two sides of a story in particular. You will have options and choices in the month, and you have new ground to cover with your ideas that are coming in from this mindset or this collective conscious energy when you're tapped into that 7 vibration. And also it said be open to healing modalities. So some of you may experience the need for or the want for healing to occur, and this could just be like physical freeing up of the body if you have sore neck or stiff back. It could also be that some of you experience healing through the heart, so heart trauma healed, and you may feel the vibration of energy around your heart through either an introduction to chakra work energy or something like Reiki healing, or some of you are going to be open to moving into that modality and uplifting Reiki or energy healing at your own level as well. So those were the messages that came. They were quite strong, and they seemed to have a little bit of a terse energy to them, as if to say, you make sure you listen for the month of August, because If you don't, you may not make the right choices. So let's come down to the reading now and see what is in store for you guys. We are using the John Holland Psychic Tarot deck first, and I will shuffle for you guys now. This is for Gemini for August 2021. What is in store for them? What should they be listening to, pondering upon, contemplating with? What messages are coming their way? Oh, there we go. Oh my gosh, this is very interesting. Well, you saw me shuffling and I said that the number 7s have come out, and the last thing I think I mentioned was choose wisely. And there, in fact, are the 2 7s that I was thinking of. Stand your ground, stand up and be proud of something that you are doing or have been doing. For a lot of you, this might be in reference to working or a project you have been working on, or something you've been manufacturing, or part of an engineering type thing, a protocol, bringing something together are the words that I'm getting and that I got before. It's almost as if it is taking shape, but there could be something about who you are choosing to partner with, or who you choose to share your ideas or your mindset with. It might even be in terms of who you trust something with that you are contemplating sharing. It could be ideas or concepts. It might be an emotional situation or a relationship situation. So I'm just choose really wisely. Then this other one has come out for you, the 6 of Swords, which is moving on. This is a good card. It talks about coming into the light from something that might have been a little bit dark or cloudy. So something you may not have particularly been able to put your finger on and feel into. And oftentimes this relates to relationships as well. This card can traditionally mean moving away from a relationship that hasn't served you well, or you having made a choice or a decision, a wise choice, about feeling freer to move on. And perhaps these 3 are talking together in as much that you're making a decision to choose something about standing your ground, and it's creating this feeling of moving on, so moving away from something that you might have been invested in. And this could be in terms of relationships, but it can also be in terms of career, because this is a Wands card and this is a career card. This is a Cups card, which is the heart and an emotional drawing, and this is the Swords, which is using your mind. So there's a real mix of integrations going on here for whatever it is that is going to be applying to you specifically. I am actually shuffling now off the screen. You have got a beautiful card just come in. This is the fulfillment of wishes, the 9 of Cups. I'll put it there. Continue shuffling from here. You can probably hear my wind chimes in the background. They are being really knocked about by the energy of the wind. But again, I think this is great energy to connect to with the reading. It brings about change, it stimulates ideas, the air, the energy field around you. So remember, as you sit and listen to a reading, whether it be mine or anyone else's that you are listening to online, whatever background is going on, whatever background energy is happening within the reading, you also get that energy as you're sitting there listening to it. Nothing is separated, everything is connected. And so even when we do things like videos, there is a deep connection to the person that is delivering it, the person that receives it on the other end, and the environment in which it takes place. So this is a gust of energy coming through. It's like a cleansing, or it's like an uplifting or a motivator. And all the birds outside are chirruping as well, and really being very, very active today. So it suits the Gemini mindset, to be honest. The next card was the Wisdom card. I will keep going and take a couple more from here for you. I do love the John Holland deck. I love his energy with colours, because they actually do relate to the chakra as well. Here's another good card, another 6. This is material and spiritual prosperity, and a 7, the Triumph card. So we do have 3 7s in the reading, and remember I'd said to you at the very beginning, 7s seemed very pertinent and relevant, and this has made itself known so much to me from before I started tuning into you guys, which was a couple of hours ago before I could actually undertake the reading. whatever 7 means to you, pull in on this and meditate with it. Use 7 as perhaps a lucky number as well, and it might turn out to be very beneficial for the month. So you had 2 major arcanas, the Wisdom and Triumph, and Triumph is traditionally the Chariot card, which is also very much about moving. There's 2 cards in here now, number 6 and number 7, that could represent moving on of some sort, possibly moving houses, going on a trip or a holiday for some of you, definitely. These are both real strong resonant energy of movement. So we have 2 6s, 3 7s, a 9 and a 5 in your reading. If we come to the 2 major arcanas, this one here, the Wisdom, is the Hierophant card, and he's very much about protocol and doing things right in many ways, but he's also about this amazing esoteric learning or awareness or understanding that he has achieved. He is a powerful ally. He is possibly yourself, as in reaching up for the stars and becoming more broad-minded, or becoming part of the consciousness or awareness of understanding of your soul's journey. So he holds this great strength in particular. So there's strength in this card, there's strength in this card, there's movement here, there's movement here. There's strength in this one up here, which has actually been covered by the fulfillment of wishes, the wish card, strangely enough. Either they're partnering up one way or another, or the wishes is actually showing that it has more power than the Stand Your Ground card. It may be that some of you have been really wanting something to happen, whether it's giving you more power or strength, or it's an attainment of something that you have valued or been working on for a long time, like the fulfillment of a design or a plan or a dream or an idea. And this fulfillment of wishes is almost saying it will be coming. So whatever it is that you want to harness most or think upon most, it seems as though this card is giving you this, not luxury, I think that's the wrong word, but it's giving you this benefit of energy. If you look in the card, she holds a scroll and she has almost like graduation clothing on, as if she has received some sort of graduation acclaim or success or acknowledgement. There's also a treasure box down here. So the wish card can be about any area or aspect of life, and it's a really great one to receive in a reading. So I'll put the 7 back there with the other one. We've talked a little bit before the actual reading about the messages, if you like, from these 2 cards about making wise choices and not, feeling defeated about something if it's taking longer than you would have expected, and to keep going and pushing on. We've touched on this one, which can be about leaving something behind and feeling lighter, as if the sun is shining. And of course right now the sun is shining in the most powerful, beautiful manner for your reading, bringing the light in. But I notice there's a shadow, a curved shadow right here on this light that he's walking into, and the curvature is similar to this over here, the shape of this planet that person is standing in front of. So I still feel that whatever it is that you are wanting to move on from or into isn't 100% clear yet. And some of this may be to do with planetary alignments that are taking place at the moment. It could even have to do with an eclipse, because this looks like an eclipse in many ways, and this shadow here looks like an eclipse on the card. So it may be talking to you about the fact that there's an ecliptical time frame that is still either holding you back or not providing you with all the insight that you need to find the answers to this concept, idea, project, philosophy, or even possible relationship status change that you are wanting to make. It's still in action, it's still taking shape, I feel. It may require more input, it may require more choices or decisions from you as well. If we come down to this one, which we haven't really touched upon, this is the material and spiritual prosperity. This is the 6 of Pentacles. It's the card of gratitude, and it's also the card of give and take, so receiving and giving. It's the card of balance, duality. When things are in balance in life, a little bit like yourself, there's 2 of you, if you like. There's the twins, your Gemini, the twins. So when the twins are in harmony and balance, there's more manifestation in life. There's more harvest, if you like, which is kind of what this one stands for. So you may be in the cycle of receiving at this time. You may receive something from someone, whether it be gratuitous or whether it be an increase, whether it be a bequeathment in a will, or it could be even a small windfall. But on the other hand, you may be the giver. The giver is the nurturer and supporting, or knowledge bearer, or a mentor, or even a financial supporter. It could be any aspects of giving or receiving that you are particularly falling into this cycle. But know that whichever of the two cycles you are in, there is always the other half. It spins around, and that's the cycle of life. So if you are giving, you will receive. And the more you give, the more you receive. And if you are receiving now, eventually you will be giving. So keep some of that receptive energy to be able to give back. And I think that's a little bit too about how the wisdom keeper would find. He gives wisdom out. He's a giver of life because he's got to that stage where he has experienced and learnt a lot, so his knowledge is valuable. And this can be you as well. It could also be a mentor coming into your life who might be knowledgeable and valuable. It can mean going to see government institutions, sometimes for things like banks or mortgages, immigration status, or needing to find like a birth, deaths and marriages certificates. It can be about going to see politicians or government institutions, even hospitals. Things along those lines can be held in the wisdom's energy card or field when he comes in. Also churches and spiritual and religious philosophies can come under your mind focus when this card is around, and they may play a role in the month. With this one here, the Chariot, he again epitomizes balance, yin and yang, black and white. So these two sitting here are creating this huge balance energy at a very grounded level in your reading. And they could be inferring that the balance, and it's almost like 5, 6 and 7 here in this bottom line, the balance is coming from yourself finding your feet and using your skills in the best way possible and becoming the wisdom gatekeeper for some sort of knowledge. And it could be for your own soul's growth, or it could be for other people's growth. So a wonderful set of cards that have actually come out for you, giving you this impetus around knowledge that could come in, that could be very, very useful and very, very powerful. And for you to maintain your strength, and to, there is so much strength in some of these cards in here, and that your wishes could be fulfilled at this time. But I do feel that you have got to get through some sort of barrier first. It's a little bit like give and take. It's there for you, but you're going to have to work to get it. That's what I feel. This is not a free handout, this time frame. There is work to be done. And if you give up or feel depressed or down or lack of energy or not motivated, you won't get the dreams coming in. You won't get your wishes fulfilled. So just a couple of other things here. This can represent shifting, moving houses, moving countries, applications for visas and things such like, new jobs that require movement or travel around. You may be going on a holiday. These two both represent possible holidays. This one more by sea, and this one more road trips and driving. A new car or a vehicle. Sometimes issues about your car or vehicle that may be a pain in the butt. You may have to spend money on them, unexpected bills or something along those lines. So those are some of the other aspects of what this card may mean. It also means coming back from feeling down or being in a period of where you may have been quiet or withdrawn, and that's exactly what this card can represent. And the two of them are above each other, almost as if to say that they're connected one way or another, and that you may have been having a quiet time or feeling down, and that you are slowly regaining energy or momentum, or this propensity to go, I'm getting my mojo back, I'm feeling more energized, or more that I've got things to say and I want people to hear it. So lovely set of cards. As I say, we will put them up here and see if any of these other cards, if any of the same cards come out from this other deck, which is a full tarot deck. This is for Gemini for August. What else is it you would like them to see, hear, understand, or duplicate the messages on, which we've already seen through the reading? There's some cards that have come out here. 12, which is the Hanged Man, awakening. Change the way you're looking at the situation. Embrace your uniqueness and a temporary pause in the action. Now remember, I said earlier, my dad used to have a saying that was, believe only half of what you see and even less of what you hear. That's change the way you're looking at a situation, literally. It means you've got to check things out really carefully, like use due diligence on something, because I feel as though some of you may make a wrong choice, or a choice that doesn't necessarily represent good opportunities at the moment. Now the 9 of Spring is the 9 of Wands. Protect the fruits of your labours, prepare for possible challenges that lie ahead, and environmental conservation. So we've already mentioned a little bit about the challenges that could lie ahead and the choosing wisely. This one here, the Awakening, again, it's a very esoteric card. There's a lot of energy pulled into his head area, and again the sun blazingly shines out bright. It's often about feeling energized, or an epiphany moments, or understanding the greater connection to the cosmic energies. It can also be a timeline card, and it talks about timing issues. Sometimes you can be at a crossroads and trying to decide, do I go left or right, or up or down? Sometimes you may find that something you want to happen is being slowed up, and there's a reason for that, because possibly not all information is on board yet. That's where this choose wisely keeps coming back. Also, there's quite often energy work needed when this card comes in. So some of you, as I said in the beginning, may require healing work or the freeing up of some chakra energy. Some of you may have felt blockages in your body or your mind, slowing you down or having you feel heavy. So I think that you could do with some freeing up, or some even stretching or exercising the body, and really pushing it a bit, like yoga, or big deep stretches that you could do to limber the body up and to free up energy that might be trapped in there. The 5 of Cups is trust that there is a reason for everything that happens. Remove yourself from the negative emotions of others, focusing on that which frightens or worries you. So this card is a little bit of a message about don't do those things. You know, free yourself up, move away from things in the past that might be holding you back, and focus on the positive aspects of life, not the things that you worry about. Because if you focus on what you worry about, you're bringing that into reality, into being. It's very important that you focus on what is most important. The Queen of Winter, this is you guys, strong, patient, self-sufficient and funny. This is the Queen of Swords. You guys are the Swords energy, being the air sign. Let go of people or things that no longer serve you. Now is the time to focus on your career. Unmarried or divorced individuals are also often seen in this energy field. So it doesn't matter if you're male watching this. It could just be that this is the energy that you are not necessarily surrounded in, but that you are offering at the moment. So the queens are still strong in their particular astrological sign. They are riding high and using their positive aspects within their astrological capacities. So they're still the same as the king in many ways. It could also be another air sign person around you that you meet, possibly someone who is very intellectual or gives you information about strategies or contracts or documents. So like a loans manager, a bank officer, a tax person, a lawyer, something along those lines could be referenced here with this Queen of Winter as well. So just another 1 or 2 from this deck for Gemini for August. There's one that fell into the play of things. Another major arcana card, number 20, Renewal, which of course is the Judgment card. Review the past and present so you can plan a bright new future. Understanding your life purpose, releasing judgment of yourself and others. So there is some big change on the horizon for you guys, but I think, as I said, it's a work in progress. It's work that you're doing. It's a little bit heavy going. There feels as though there's got to be some adjustments or understanding or breaching the surface or leaving something behind. And for some of you, this is definitely emotional in terms of relationships. For others, this might be about career. For others, this is like a health modality or a greater awareness of something that just you haven't manifested from it. It's been a lack of manifestation, and you need to come to this conclusion of how to change that and bring in more positivity or more of what it is you want. And we've seen that you've got this ability to do that. These are quite powerful major arcanas that you've had in through the various decks. If we go and find them all, it might take a moment. The Triumph, the Wisdom, and the Wish card. You know, if we look at all these major arcanas, that's the Hanged Man, the Judgment card, the Chariot, and the Wisdom. These are all big players of power, of readjustment of power, of the remaking of it, of shuffling it around to bring it to more purpose, to bring it to more strength, to bring you into more alignment for perhaps what your purpose is here, your energy field. It could even be literally adjusting your energy field. And remember, I mentioned that I felt a lot of you needed energy work one way or another at the very beginning, and I think that I still stand by that. Some of you need to have energy zapped in somehow, like zing, like a bolt of lightning, readjust something. I don't know if it's the mind, I don't know if it's just the body. I think it's a harmony field of everything that a lot of you would benefit from readjustment. And of course, remember that there's this fulfillment of wishes as well as a major card that has come out. So let's have a look at some of these ones that could from the Energy Oracle deck and see what comes in from here. This is such an interesting deck to work with because there's often angelic energies that come in. So we've got number 19, which is rest and rejuvenation, and we see this light coming into the body. And oftentimes when this card comes out, I really do feel it's as if there's an energy field coming into the physical body and readjusting it or balancing it or giving it harmony or giving it energy even. Some of you may have been literally depleted or unwell or just flat or zonked out or lost your mojo. And this rest and rejuvenation card could help to reinvigorate things. It could be that a rest could be very beneficial for you and that you gain some power back or insight or awareness or understanding or pleasure from perhaps going on a break or a holiday. And we've seen aspects of that as well. This can also be very important through this part of the body, the thorax area, and down here through the base chakra, which is the manifesting of things in life like finances, money, family, friends, lovers, jobs, career. So it's a very good chakra point to have open. Woman holding a coin, that's very nice. There's possibly someone around you who could have knowledge or support or loans or gifts or helping out one way or another. Again, I see her sitting under that shadow here, which makes me still think of the eclipses. Perhaps there's still a bit of timing in this issue here. She could be someone you meet who does have money, who plays a role in your life in the future, whether it's a family member either coming to the surface or someone new. Oh, I've got a couple here. Door to personal healing and happiness. There's more about the healing. There's no doubt for you guys that the more you look into doing something to change something out, whatever it is that you need to change out, then you're going to grow more, you're going to feel more, experience more, feel that like bliss state, the rainbow, the dove, the harmony, the happiness. You also got this, the angel of love. She is beautiful when she comes in. Sometimes this is self-love, other times it is definitely romantic love, so there is a possibility of love in the air. But it's also generic, beautiful love, just feeling that whole love energy, which is a little bit how we tapped into at the beginning of your reading with the outside nature and just feeling the peace and the harmony or the energy that was going on there, and allowing that natural state of love for life to come in. Some of you could have a healing take place in the heart as well, which might be why that angel of love is holding her heart out. So if you have experienced heart trauma, whether it be through a broken heart, like through a love pain energy, or the loss of someone dear to you, whether it's family or a sibling or a child, there's energy here from that as well. So that's something for you to ponder upon and maybe meditate with. I'm going to focus now on this deck, which is the Animal Oracle deck, and see which one comes out for you guys. This is for Gemini, what message and what spirit animal is coming in for you. So just remember too, whichever spirit animal comes, sometimes you'll see this animal in the month of August or the month ahead, and you may see them in a movie. Some of you may see them in real life, dreamscape even. And for some of you, these could be new spirit guides that are coming to you to give you support or to give you a lesson. You received Frog Spirit, number 28, and it says, clear out the clutter. Well, I think we could say that the reading has been about clearing things out and bringing in the new and moving away from the old. So I will read to you Frog's message. Beautiful natural green colours there. I'm just moving him into vision. Frog Spirit knows that while all the other frogs are croaking away, this is the time for you to simplify and declutter your life so you can feel content on your own lily pad. Even when life isn't creating a total cacophony, and there has been that in this reading, it's been really loud with the animals in the first instance, then we've had the wind chimes, we've got the wind in the background, the birds all going, so we've got lots of nature's cacophony anyhow. We can become drawn to the excitement of lots of noise. Then the next thing we know, our schedules and homes are cluttered with commitments we regret making and objects taking up valuable space. Even relationships need decluttering, as they often become messy. Frog appears to tell you to clean house, prioritize what you need, and get rid of or give away the rest, so you can have some space in your day and in your head. You don't need the old stuff and its stories shout at you about the past. Along with physical clutter, friendships are sometimes kept long past their expiration date, weighing you down with unnecessary baggage. Now is the time to let go. Whatever you need will appear when you need it, so release the grip on all that clutter that is making you feel anxious and burdened. Frog wants you to reclaim your space unencumbered by shoulds, oughts, and could have beens. Let go and jump. You are free from all that old stuff. Boom. And I think that is a very good, poignant message to listen to in all the clutter of the noise and the background stuff that was going on within the reading too. So the hidden messages, and that's kind of the other thing that came through earlier with that saying that I had, believe only half of what you see and even less of what you hear, because it's clutter, it's noise that sometimes is there to take us off our beaten path or take us off our track and slow us down on our true journey. So one more card that I can do for you before we finish, just as we wind up your reading. Whoops, that was a really loud bang. We'll just cut these a couple of times and find a card, one of them which is nutritional here, and see what the message is here. These are quite good, just day-to-day wellness cards, and it says, is caffeine your friend? So I don't know how many of you are addicted to caffeine or enjoy a good coffee. Let's see what it has to say. How much coffee do you consume each day? Caffeine can be your friend or your foe. The amount that suits you is highly individual and often changes depending on what else is going on in your life. It increases adrenaline, the hormone behind most anxious feelings, so it can lead some people into a very uncomfortable place. Plus, it disrupts sleep. Yet coffee can also help bile production needed for robust detoxification. be honest with yourself about how much truly supports you. So that's just a final message to think upon. Another thing to declutter maybe. I actually don't drink tea or coffee, but I do of course have my own sort of other drinks that I perhaps shouldn't have in its place. One of which is Diet Coke, which I know is probably far worse because it actually has chemicals in it. So all of us have issues one way or another, and I'm sure we can all clean up our aspects of life and, you know, declutter or diet or get rid of this or that. But we are only human, and as humans here on the planet, we have faults. And if we didn't have faults, we wouldn't be human and we wouldn't be here to experience the joy of what the soul is going through on this journey. And yes, it's not all joy, but it is our soul's journey. So hey guys, thank you very much for listening. A really interesting deep read for you guys for this month of August. There's a lot going on in the background of that reading that I think will lead you to much activation as the rest of the year unfolds. So thank you for subbing the channel, for liking the video, hit the notification button, and go and have a really powerful month ahead. Much love everyone. Namaste.